Hello, and welcome to another episode of the End of the Search. This one is called There is No Difference Between Heaven and Hell. You're thinking, what are you talking about? Okay, well, before you start throwing tomatoes, let me explain. Life itself, it simply is. It's not positive nor negative. It's simply direct experience of living. That is what life is. Now, if I take the present moment experience and label it good or pleasant, that would be referred to as heaven. If, on the other hand, I take the same experience, the present moment experience, and label it bad, awful, whatever, that would be hell. You see? But if I take the label good and I take the label bad, when there is no label, what is left? Well, it's not heaven and it's not hell. What is left is what is. That is what is referred to as the peace that passes all understanding. You see? Now, you may say, yeah, but what if I'm going through intense pain? That must be hell. Well, if you go through intense pain, it only means that you're going through intense pain. But if you don't label it anything, then it's just an experience. An experience that is happening in what is, or seems to be happening in what is. And what we're pointing here is to what is, not the label that we're trying to give to the experience. That complicates things. Pain and pleasure is the dynamic of the human experience. But the isness, which is what is always, it's our natural beingness. That goes more in accordance to who or what we are. We're pointing to the isness, not to the labels that the mind is using to hold on to the sense of identity. So right now, if you don't identify with any thoughts, I didn't say the thoughts will not be there. I'm simply saying, if you simply do not identify, do not believe any thoughts, you're not in heaven, not in hell. You simply are. You see? And this is what we're being reminded, or what these videos are about. That you can live a life in peace, which, by the way, peace and happiness, they're the same thing. Happiness is not pleasure, which that's what we confuse it with. That's why happiness seems to be temporary. But the happiness we're talking about here is permanent. It never changes. Even if you're going through intense pain, you see, you are still the essence, meaning you are still happy. You're still at peace. It just so happens that you're going through a movement. The ocean is not more of the ocean when there is no waves. The ocean is still the ocean in spite whether it's calm on the surface or whether there are waves. If you take the label waves, then all you're seeing is ocean in a different way of expression. You see? When it's calm, you see the ocean. When the waves arises, you say, these are waves. You're missing the mark. No. These are not waves. It's the same ocean that it seems to be taking another shape. See the difference? When you look at ice and you put it in water, you say, that's ice and this is water. That's not the case. That is water in a shape of something solid, but if you leave it at room temperature, that shape eventually begins to melt into water, meaning into what it has always been. Well, we are always the ever-presence, we are always beingness We're not good nor bad nor human beings nor not human beings, we simply are. And therefore we are experiencing life because we are life. If we take the label of this is good or this is bad, this is positive, this is negative, you are eradicating the belief in heaven and hell, and consequently you simply are. You're not heaven or not in heaven, you're not hell, you're not in hell, you simply are. That's what we're pointing to here, and that's why I say that there is no difference between heaven and hell, because what I'm pointing to is that there is no heaven, there is no hell, it simply is. You see? As a matter of fact, the difference between heaven and hell is the belief that there is a difference. You see? When the belief is eradicated, what is left? What is left is simply what is. And that isness that we're referring to is commonly known as love. You can call it absolute. You can call it God. You can call it the ever-presence. You can label it whatever you want, but when you label it, you overlook it. You missed the mark. You see? So that's why not better get rid of all the labels and simply be. That's what you are. And okay, well, this is what is inspired through this instrument. I hope it served. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.